So leveling up the Battle Pass in MW3 and Warzone can, as always, be a really long, really boring, really frustrating journey, but in this video I'm going to show you how to make it as quick and as easy as possible to earn these tokens for the 6th and final season of MW3 and Warzone. This video is going to provide all the best and fastest ways to level up your tiers quickly in Season 6, so be sure to stay tuned until the end of the video as it's packed full of tips. But if you do want to jump to just a specific part of the video, there'll be timestamps in the description and chapters on the video so you can choose which parts you want to watch. If you're going to find this useful, be sure to drop a like and check out my other Season 6 guides like how to level up weapons fast, how to earn Battle Pass tokens when you're AFK without having to play the game, that kind of thing. Before we get into the video, if you're looking to unlock MW3 camos or Warzone rewards including the Royal Helix and Decipher camos or the Nuke skin, or if you want to grab the best schematics, bot lobbies, then be sure to check out MW3. These guys are the biggest and most reliable sellers, offering legitimate services for Xbox, PlayStation and PC, including their newly offered COD points with over a 60% discount. So far they have over 10,000 reviews on Trustpilot. Visit MW3.com and use code RAGER at checkout for 5% off. First in this video I'm going to talk about how to level up the Battle Pass quickly in MW3 multiplayer, then Zombies, and finally we'll talk about Warzone and which mode is best overall. Okay, so for all the modes, the most important factor is the time played. So the more time you're actually playing in the matches, not in the menu, not sort of loading in and out of games, just actually playing the game or being in a match, will get you time progression towards the Battle Pass. So that's the main thing you want to focus on, actually being in the game. The second thing is XP, we'll talk about that in a minute, but just make sure where possible playing longer matches. So for multiplayer, that'll be matches like Domination, Hardpoint, Ground War, those kinds of like longer matches. But like we said, the second most important thing is the XP earned. So you want to make sure you're getting a good amount of XP. And how do you actually go about doing that? Well, you want to be playing a good map mosh pit first of all. In Season 6, we've actually got a lot of good map mosh pits, kind of spoiled really. So the first good one we've got is the small map mosh pit as previously. So that includes all of the small maps from, all the different seasons. So, ones like Rust, Shipment, Meat, Stash House, Das House. So that's a good map mosh pit. And then there's also two other good small map mosh pits in Season 6. So we've got the Drive-Through 24/7 mosh pit, which is a new Halloween map. And we've also got Ghost Ship 24/7, which is a new Shipment variant. Okay, so it's same as Shipment, but it's actually in a field like the original Shipment and it's Halloween themed. So kind of cool. I would recommend, to be honest with you, going on Shipment if you can. Later on, there will also be playlists with multiple Shipment variants. So like sunny ones and Halloween ones and all sorts. So definitely make use of those. Shipment's probably the best, but go for any of the small maps if you can. So that's the map and mode. In terms of the class, what do you want to do? Well, first of all, you want to equip a decoy grenade and use them every time you spawn in. And this is because if an enemy nearby to it dies, you get XP from getting an assist. And this can give you several thousand extra XP at the end of the game really easily. So just throw them all around the map, close to where you think enemies will be, close to objective points, things like that. And every time an enemy near to it dies, you'll get assist XP, which is great. The second thing you want to do is use your lethals. So for example, a Semtex or Thermite or something like that. That will also get you XP for your weapon. And make sure you're using the field upgrades such as a DDoS or trophy system. I like DDoSes because they're a little bit quicker, but on maps like Shipment, you can put down a trophy system, put it on an objective, and every time people throw like lethal or tactical equipment, you'll get XP, which is great. So either or is fine. And then make sure you toggle from kill streaks to score streaks. And I put on something like a UAV and a counter UAV, and then something else like a sentry turret or whatever you want. So that's the class. What about when you're actually playing multiplayer? What do you want to do? Well, you want to actually make sure you're putting good attachments on your weapon. So make sure you level them up. If you need help with weapon XP, again, I've got a guide for that. Make sure you're using your kill streaks, your equipment, and your field upgrades, like we said. So both use yours and also make sure you're destroying enemy kill streaks, enemy equipment, and enemy field upgrades. Go for the objective as much as you can. Really push for it. This is going to get you tons of Battle Pass XP. That's going to get you like a massive bulk of it. So go for the objective as much as you can. If it's kill confirmed, collect the tags. If it's domination or hardpoint, capture the zones or defend them from enemies. That's going to get you a ton of XP. And obviously try and get as many kills as you can as well. Alongside this in multiplayer, you want to make sure you're doing the challenges. So we've got daily challenges up to 9 across all of the modes, up to 14 weekly challenges plus cool rewards. We've also got the base calling card challenges, the Season 6 calling card challenges, and there's also those event challenges in Season 6, such as the haunting ones as well, which we've got at the moment. We've also got camo challenges, so we've got the priceless and interstellar camos. There's also the mastery camos as well. There's one for Season 6, Season 5 and Season 4, so there's tons of camo challenges as well. And make sure you overlap challenges as much as you can. So if there's a similar challenge in daily, weekly, and like a camo challenge, then try and overlap them so you can get as many challenges done as quickly as you can to get more XP. So that is it for multiplayer. What about if you're playing Zombies? Well, the good thing is that for Zombies, the matches are generally quite long, so there's less time not in the game, more time actually playing it, therefore it's more efficient than shorter matches. So that's quite a good thing that's going for it. You want to try and boost the XP from each aspect of the game. So at the end of a match, you'll notice there'll be like bonuses that could pop up, and they will include things like miscellaneous items extracted, points of interest visited, loot containers that are opened, contracts that are completed, activities completed, zombie kills, and exfil bonuses. So make sure you're doing all of those things to boost the amount of XP from each aspect of that at the end of the game. Also make sure you're doing story missions as well. We've got the Act 1 to 3 ones, which are good, and also the seasonal ones in Act 4 as well, completing all the Dark Aether rifts and so on. So that's quite good. But when you're actually playing zombies, what specifically else do you want to focus on? Well, put on a field upgrade, such as an energy mine, they're quite good. Put on Semtex or another piece of lethal equipment. Put on decoy grenades, they're helpful. And then when you're in a game, I would recommend first of all doing contracts. They're really good. So you can just farm contracts in general, specifically bounties and deliver cargo contracts are quite good. So bounties, especially if you've got a good weapon and you've pack-a-punched it, put a crystal and like a good ether tool on it, you can head to like the tier 2 zone and I'll just smash out like HVT bounty contracts. They're so good, they're so easy. If you've got a good weapon, it only takes a few seconds to kill the enemy, then pop to the next one and the next one. Just keep going around doing that and you'll get tons of XP and money and so on, which is great. The other good contract to go for is the deliver cargo contracts. So with these, you obviously have to pick up a contract and drive the vehicle somewhere. These are really good as well. They're really easy. They take a little bit longer than bounties, but they are good. So go for them as well if you find those. The other thing you can do is farm the Outlast contract. So there's a glitch going on there where basically once you go to the Outlast contract area, the purple zone, activate the P&D, aim for about 90 to 95% capture rate. Then once you cancel the contract, the zombies are going to keep spawning in even though the contract's finished. The game will think the contract's ongoing. So it's kind of a glitch. They'll keep piling up the zombies. They'll keep coming forward to you and you just keep getting kills over and over again the whole match. So you'll get tons of zombie kills. What you're doing is basically mainly boosting the zombie kills part. At the end of the match, it'll say zombie kills times X amount, probably a few thousand zombie kills, and that will get you tons of XP from doing that, which is great. You also obviously get, once you finish the contract at the end of the game, you also get XP from that and so on. But yeah, the Outlast contract glitch is great. It's good for weapon XP, it's good for battle pass XP, and it's good for camos as well, so it's fantastic for that. I would recommend putting on PhD flopper perk because there's lots of hellhounds and it kind of reduces the explosive and fire damage, and maybe put on a speed cola, but otherwise you'll be fine. When you're finished, you can either head to the nearest exfil and, exfil to leave the match, or you can just farm a few rounds of exfilling. So call in the helicopter, shoot all the zombies, there'll be tons of them even in the tier 1 zone, especially later on in the match. Just kill them all, don't get on the helicopter, wait for it to respawn and do the same again. And like we said, you can also complete Dark Aether missions. And then once again for zombies, you can make sure you're doing the challenges. You've got the daily challenges, weekly, base calling card, season 6 calling card, the camo challenges, which are the Serpentine and Borealis camos, and that's it for zombies. Finally, what about if you're playing Warzone? Well, once again, the most important thing is the time played. So you want to make sure the matches are longer. So if it's matches like Plunder, there's not much you can do, just play as long as you can. If it's Battle Royale, just make sure surviving, or a similar mode, just make sure surviving without dying. In order to do well in Warzone, you want to make sure you've got, once again, a good class, so make sure you level up your weapons. Make sure you're doing lots of looting, because money is going to help you buy more equipment, like self-revives, UAV, loadouts, that kind of thing, but it will also give you more XP overall. Opening loot boxes is good as it gives you money, it also gives you XP and so on. Make sure you're getting as many kills as you can, doing lots of contracts like Scavenger, Intel and Most Wanted, and obviously survive for as long as possible if it's a mode that involves surviving. Make sure you get a good placement bonus as well. So for modes that involve survival, you want to survive for as long as you can. For Plunder, you just want to get more money to increase your placement bonus. And finally, don't forget you can get XP from the pre-game lobby as well. So get as many kills as you can in that pre-game lobby before the match starts. Okay, so at the moment, what are the best modes you can play in Warzone? Well, Plunder once again is around. It's fantastic, you guys know. We'll talk about that in a minute. But there's a few small map modes as well on Rebirth, or at the moment it's called Hellspawn, which is like a Halloween Rebirth variant. And there's two main modes on Hellspawn that you could play. You can play Zombie Royale, where you just fight the zombies and then when you die you become a zombie, or Purgatory, which is basically like a 2-hour long match. It's like unlimited respawns, quite good fun. So either of those are good, and Purgatory is a really long match as well, so it gets you a lot of time played, as we said, and a decent amount of XP as well when you're playing. The tips we're about to talk about will apply to all modes really, but I'll talk about it in Plunder. You can use it in any mode you want really in Warzone. So for Plunder, what you want to do, I'll talk about the strategy very quickly. You basically want to spawn in, find an area of the map where there's not many people playing, so find a patch of land where there's lots of empty buildings. You're kind of away from the flight path, there's not really people there, so you won't die, you won't be shot as much, which is good. And basically in Plunder, obviously the main goal is to get as much cash as you can, so you want to run around the map opening as many crates as you can, as that will get you a lot of XP, it will get you a lot of gear, and it'll get you lots of money as well. Now the gear you're getting out of those boxes, make sure you sell them, like GPUs, all that stuff, sell them to get cash as well, which is good. The main thing I would basically focus on is opening loot boxes. You want to keep staying ahead and open as many crates as you can, because that's going to get you a lot of money. It'll put you into first place, which is good. If you're playing with teammates, make sure your squad fills on, play with the teammates. If you find cash deposit balloons, keep them, you're going to need them, so you won't lose the money if you die. And also the other thing is you get a little bit of XP, I think about 1,000 XP or something, when you deposit cash into that balloon. So every time you've got a big amount of money, either buy a cash deposit balloon if you haven't got one, or use one that you find, put it down, put the money in, you'll get a bit of XP from that as well, which is good. Look for cash piles in unsearched rooms, look for money near dead players. If you see enemy players, it's good, you can kill them, you get a lot of cash. Sometimes there's money crates that you can open, you can do a few contracts along the way, and that's kind of the main thing I'd focus on, as well as opening loot boxes, is basically doing contracts. The one I'd focus on is Most Wanted, and the reason is because you have to survive for about 4 minutes. There's a target put on you, but if you open any loot containers, and we're talking about fridges, loot boxes, duffel bags, anything that you can open, it will get you 100 XP every time you open it, which is great. So if you open 10, that's 1000 XP. But alongside that, it also reduces the timer on the Most Wanted contract by 10 seconds. So you can get it down to like 2 minutes or less for the contract, and you can just keep farming those Most Wanted contracts. The contract's going to get you a lot of XP, going to get you a lot of money, and also you're going to open a lot of loot boxes, which will again reduce the timer so that you do the contracts more quickly, and it'll give you a lot of XP in the process. So basically, I'd keep just doing that over and over again. It's fantastic for that. And overall in Plunder, you know, you want to get the most money, kills, looting, and contracts complete. But like I said, the main thing I'd focus on is Most Wanted contract, opening lots of loot boxes, and then the other stuff is like a bonus on top, like getting kills and cash and so on. Work with your teammates, you'll get a ton of XP, and it's a very fun way to level up the battle pass. And once again in Warzone, do the weekly challenges, the daily challenges, the camo challenges, the seasonal calling card challenges, overlap them as much as you can to do them more quickly. And at the moment as well, we've got these new challenges as well. We've got the Season 6 challenges for the 4 different streams to get different camos, but there's also the Season 6 haunting challenges to get lots of cool rewards, so make sure you're doing them as well. It's good fun and it gets you a lot of XP, again, which will bump up your battle pass XP progress. So that's it for Warzone. And finally, what kind of mode would I recommend? What's the best one to go for? Again, as always, it kind of depends how well you do in each one. I would basically say for Modern Warfare 3, Zombies is the most efficient if you get a good amount of XP. So if you're not dying, if you're doing lots of contracts and stuff, Zombies is great for Modern Warfare 3 because it's a longer match, it's more efficient, you get lots of time played, and also a decent amount of XP if you're getting, you know, if you're doing like the Outlaws contract glitch or something like that, it's great. Otherwise, I'd play the small map mosh pits, including Shipment, which is good, but again, the matches are shorter, you're spending more time loading in and out of matches, so it's not quite as efficient. And then Warzone is great, it's similar to or better than Modern Warfare 3, Plunder's great, and so are the other modes. So basically, I would either focus on Modern Warfare 3 Zombies or Plunder, to be honest with you, is the main two I'd focus on. Multiplayer is good, it can be good, don't get me wrong, but some games are better than others, and it's a bit more sweaty, a bit more difficult. So if you want something a little bit more relaxed, I'd go into either Modern Warfare 3 Zombies or Plunder and do it that way. But thank you for watching, I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, be sure to drop a like on the video and check out my other Season 6 guides, like how to level up the weapons fast, how to earn AFK Battle Pass tokens, how to do the haunting challenges, that kind of thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.